going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I got a really great one for you. I'm super excited to bring you this content because I'm finally talking about the stock market again. Taking a break from that, depressing real estate stuff I got going on, all those renovation updates, the projects, but I do hope that, with a few videos I have put out there, you're at least learning something. It's at my expense. I don't like that it's at my expense, but hopefully you're learning something. Now in this video, we're going to be tackling something completely different. We're going to be talking about the stock market. And it seems that as I've been having cash on the side, waiting for these projects and paying for everything that's been going on, I haven't really been investing as much money as I'd like to. I haven't really put much in the past few months into the market except for reinvesting my dividends. Now, hopefully that's going to change here in the future as some of these projects start getting wrapped up. But for now, I just want to talk about some of those headlines that I've been seeing as I've been sidelined from investing. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can actually make money when the stock market crashes, when it dips, whatever's going on. And it's really not that hard. People tend to make it overly complicated. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, listen, if you guys are brand new to this channel and you're just coming here for the first time, well, I want to say welcome. My name is Dalton. This is dlitztv, and on this channel, we talk about all things personal finance and investing related. Now, in this video, like I said, we're talking about stock market crashes. And oh my God, every time the stock market seems to dip, 2%, which is really nothing, everybody starts freaking out. There's tons of, content creators posting about the stock market crash. The impending doomsday is upon us, and how you need to handle your investments moving forward.
Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm.
They get a lot of views, right? It gets a lot of traction because people tend to have some fear. And when there's fear in the market, people get kind of crazy. They're not very rational and they don't take a step back. They don't fully understand what's going on. And what I've learned as sort of a content creator and somebody who speaks openly about my finances and my financial decisions, the investments that I have, people want to know specifically, what should I invest in? Where should I put my money? And that's what they look for in videos like this.
Shut up and take my money.
They look for somebody to break it down and tell them exactly what they need to do. And that's not something that I've really promoted on this channel. I like talking about my own personal investments, but I encourage everybody to do your own research. And that's what most other content creators should be doing, right? The Graham Steffens of the world, the Andre Zicks, Jeremy from Financial Education, all these people do a really great job of it. They encourage you to do your own research and they offer friendly suggestions, right? But they're part of it, right? They make these videos as well. And I tend to stay away from them. I tend to steer clear when there's a video and I see a headline like this talking about the stock market crash, because at the end of the day, you don't really need to do that much. You just need to stay the course. And so we talk about it all the time on this channel. You always want to have an emergency fund of at least 6 months. I tend to go with 6 months to a year of your living expenses. So that way, if anything drastic happens, you're all set. You don't need to sell off your investments. You don't need to panic, freak out, try and figure out how you're going to get money. You got time. You can get a job. You can figure out what you need to do in order to make ends meet, right? And so as long as you have that sort of solid principle down, you don't necessarily need the money super badly that you're investing. You shouldn't be investing money that you actually are going to need immediately or, a month from now, a couple weeks. That just isn't very smart. That's probably borderline gambling with how the market's been, how volatile it's been, and not really fully understanding how to invest, I guess. So what do you do to make money when the stock market crashes? Well, you pretty much do the same thing that you're doing while the stock market is rising. Dollar cost averaging to me is the answer for most everything when it comes to investing. Having sound principles, putting in the same amount of money. Weekly I was putting in $100 before I started upping it. Right now I'm really not putting in that much, but I wish that I was. Because every time the stock market dips, stocks are at a discount. And over the long haul, it is not a guarantee, but nearly a guarantee that is going to rise higher than where it was previously. And that's over, long-term investing. On average, you're going to get around, if you're investing in the right ETFs in the right way, 8 to 12% return annually on the stock market, which is amazing because you are beating inflation. You're making way more money than you're going to be making if your money's just sitting in the bank. And it's essentially risk-free. Now, when your money's in the market, it's not entirely risk-free. There's some risk associated with it, but with the right sound investments, you're fine. Now, there's one thing I want to mention. If you're really worried about a stock market crash and you're really worried about your investments, then I'd urge you to take a look at your portfolio and just fully understand what you're investing in. Because all of my investments that are aside, like not even the ones that are in ETFs, my personal investments, I've built sort of around the mindset that if there's a stock market crash, I'm still comfortable with these positions. I'm comfortable with the purchase price that I bought them at, what's going on with them right now. And heck, if they dip, 10, 20%, I'll be stoked because I can pick up more of those investments, dollar cost average down, and be looking a lot better. As they turn around, I'll be making more and more money. And so that's the mindset that I think that most people need to have. Now, I think a lot of people get clouded with trying to pick individual stocks, and that's not always the best case. Now, with my own portfolio, I also like picking individual stocks, but I do it with the goal of beating, different markets, different indexes, different ETFs, and I really like constructing my very own portfolio for my dividend investing. And that's mainly because it's acting actually like an ETF, right? I have a lot of diversification. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm steadily seeing my dividend income grow. And one of the best things is even if there is a stock market crash, I'll get that small amount of dopamine for getting dividend income, monthly, because that's what I've structured my portfolio to do. So even when the stock market's going down with the dividend income, I'll still be making money and I can reinvest it back into other stocks or choose what to do with that money, as I please. And so a lot of people might disagree and say that dividend investing isn't the route that they want to take. And that's entirely okay. I love the principles behind dividend investing. And for me, it just makes a lot of sense. But if you want to start looking at individual stocks and you're just starting investing, it's hard for me to say that that is a really good decision because, for example, I love Jeremy from Financial Education, but he has been a huge promoter of Tattooed Chef, or not promoter. He just speaks about it openly. He really likes what this stock has done. And so if you look at them over the past year, they're down 21%. That's not to say that they're not going to rise in the future. And I actually hold a small position in Tattooed Chef in my M1 Finance portfolio. So I am, bullish as well on something like this. And that's mainly from some of the research that he's done. I've took it upon myself to take it a little bit further and look at some other things, but he really presents some solid information about it. And so I thought, hey, what the heck? I might as well put some money in Tattooed Chef. Now, over the past year, again, down 21%. But if you look at an ETF like Vanguard's Total Stock Market Index, VTI, let me just scroll down to that. Over the past year, what are we looking at? Nearly 25% return. And so this is something that's super easy. This is what makes up almost the entirety of my Roth IRA is VTI right here. And, steadily, even if you look at the 5-year return, it's up 100%, 103%. There are so many different investments in ETFs and funds like this where you're steadily going to make money. And like I said at the beginning, there hasn't been really much of a stock market crash or a downturn since I've really started investing, and that's fine. Selfishly, I kind of want there to be a stock market crash, not like for the drawbacks of what happens to the economy and people losing jobs and all of that stuff, but selfishly because if I can hold a job, I'm getting steady income, I can put more and more money into the market at lower values. So I can get more bang for my buck, essentially. And so I know that's a selfish way to look at it, but I've got so much time to grow in the market. And most of the people that watch this channel do as well, because I can see the demographics of who actually is coming to view these. And so there's just a ton of time for stock market growth, especially those young 18s, your 20s, your 30s. There's so much time before you're going to retire. You got a long time for your money to appreciate in the market, and you can really start, planning out and making a lot of money over the long haul. You just can't get too greedy, which is what, unfortunately, I think a lot of people have gotten. That's really all I can say. So when it comes to these accounts that are saying, there's a market crash coming, nobody can predict that. It's fake. It's all a facade, right? It's like that fake Instagram account, dlitztv_, which isn't me, that's trying to scam everybody. Super frustrating. If you made it this far, please hop on over to my Instagram, give my account a follow, and report their account. They have more followers than I do, and they're literally a fake account. So it would really mean a lot to me if you guys head on over there. Hopefully I'll get back more into this stock market related content. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. Please report them and have a great day.